Hello everyone, this is Lisa with LA Paper Studio, and right now today I'm sharing an organization video. If you have seen some of my videos, I collect. I'm kind of obsessed with textures. I love having as many embossing folders as possible. I can never have enough. I actually have not really counted, but based on the pictures that I've taken of all my embossing folders, I believe I have about 60 of them, which is a lot, but that's not counting the smaller ones. But that said, because I do have all those options, sometimes it can be difficult to envision or to see, or even if you're showing to someone the different possibilities, it's difficult to just show them the plastic because it doesn't really show the same amount of detail. So what I have done is that I have taken scraps of paper, and I had done this actually in the past in white cardstock, and what I ended up realizing is that it's difficult to take pictures and show the detail on screen on a monitor with white cardstock. So I migrated over to blue cardstock, and I've done these little booklets for myself. So these are for my 5x7 embossing folders. These are for my A2 embossing folders. And then these are my large A4 embossing folders, which are essentially, and these are not 12-inch sheets of paper, but most of them are 12-inch long by 8.5 wide. So just larger than a regular letter size page. So that said, I'll walk you through kind of what I did with this one. I also had a surplus of, because I do albums in all different sizes, a lot in the binding cinch comes in 12 inches. You end up a lot of times having these little leftovers. So with this one, because it's larger, I added more binding holes and added more binding to it. And these are the pages, and then at the bottom I used some washi tape, and I have a lot of different a few different washi tapes that are just one color. They don't have any texture on them or pattern, which makes them really great for labeling. I don't have a label, an automatic label maker. If you do, it's probably better that you use that, but I also kind of like this because it makes it look, just to me, it looks cute. So then this allows me, when I am looking at a project and I want to do some embossing, it allows me to pull it out and take a look at it and try to decide what would be the better texture to go with it. And sometimes I actually like the negative side versus the positive side more, and this allows me to do just that. These are regular letter size sheets of paper, but like I said, these folders come, most of them come 12-inch long. So I have a little bit more options there. And for instance, this is a good example of one that I don't really know which one's a reverse pattern because both are embossed on both sides. So that kind of makes it fun. And same with this one. Again, it just makes it fun. These are my letter size, and I won't walk you through all of them. These are my A7, or sorry, my 5x7 embossing folders, and I have a less of these than I do on the A2s, but still I have all the names here. It also allows me, when I'm creating a video, to quickly pull it out and know the name. I actually put the real names. A lot of times I called some a different name because to me it resembles something different. And then if I don't, if they say Stampin' Up! or SB, or SE or SB, that's for Spellbinders, Stampin' Up! And then most others, if I put an AG, Anna Griffin, or a CB Cuttlebug, Sissigs, I just left it alone because I pretty much know which ones are my Sissigs. And then these are my A2 embossing folders. So this is a great organizational tip to, I also recommend using the real size of what the embossing folder will do, because if you're talking to someone who is looking to do an invitation and you actually bring this to them and you only bring a strip, they may not understand that it can go how wide or long it can go. Or at the same time, if you're talking to someone and they have a 5x7 invitation that they want and they look at these, you definitely want to let them know that it's going to be there's going to be it's going to be more difficult to match that pattern throughout the entire 5x7 because you're going to have to do double embossing. And then finally, these are my little strips. I didn't label them because the idea is that if I use them, I can pull my guide sheets and it'll tell me which one I used. But then I put them in this little cute keyring binder. And it allows me again to really quickly, if I have just one strip that I want to do, to choose from there. And then lastly, for my organizational tip, this is something that I found on Pinterest. There's a software you can download. It's free. It's from Stefan Creations. I'll put the name on the video somewhere, probably right over here. And I'll put the website. So you go to this website and download this software for free. It doesn't have any adware or any of that, or at least my antivirus didn't pick it up. It's very simple. You download it, and installation is, you actually don't even need to install it. You can run it out of the zip file. That's what I've done. And then basically it allows you to print every single font that you have. And I did 4 different kinds of printing, and actually I interrupted one of them because I didn't realize I had these many fonts. So the first kind of printing, and then I did my little tab dividers with washi tape. I went ahead and used my cinch again to do the binding. Hindsight, I would put some thicker or like some chipboard on the front and back so that it doesn't fold as easily, because this is just regular copy paper. But basically what I did is that I did 4 kinds of tests with all my fonts. It takes all of your fonts and whatever text you put on it, it will print it line by line, so you can look at and then they are alphabetized. So like, let's say this is one that I own. It's called Fanatic Light. And it has a number of default sentences, but then you can do your own. So this is particularly good if you're looking to do a logo or a wedding invitation or an invitation where the person's name, you know, the person's name, you can print it if you want to do and send them a PDF of these are all my options of fonts. These are all the fonts I own, and this is what your name would look like. You can do that, or you can also do a selection of your fonts by serif, sans serif, and then there's a few other options on it. I selected them all, and the first one is one of the defaults. It's the 5 Boxing Wizards Jump Quickly, which it allows you to look at, I believe this is every single alphabet letter, but I could be wrong because I don't see, yeah, there's a G. Anyway, said the 5 Boxing Wizards Jump Quickly. It just seemed to me like something that, a sentence that was pretty well balanced, so it could show me a lot of my different fonts. And for instance, I haven't even gone through every single one of them, and I already love looking at this one, this fragment core. I didn't even know that it looked that way. So it actually is really just inspiring to see everything you own, and you may have not even tested them out if you buy them in bundles like I do. A lot of times you just buy them and store them in your computer and you don't even realize you have them. So this is my first printout. My second one was just a regular alphabet, A through Z, and this was the lowercase alphabet. My third printout was the capitalized alphabet, and you can see it all here. And then my fourth printout that I interrupted, so it doesn't include every single one of my fonts, it just goes from M to Z, is numbers, because a lot of times I'm looking at numbers. The next, I'll probably uninterrupt it and print out the remainder of those sheets. The other thing that the one that I know that I'm missing is my symbol, especially for the ampersand. A lot of wedding invitations use ampersands or just invitations in general. And then for dingbats, if you want to take a look at what some of the dingbats sometimes use as special symbols, that is a great way to do it as well. So these are my guides, and I keep them all together. And I keep them right above my computer because that's normally where I'm working with all of these. I hope this inspires you and it helps give you ideas on how you can organize and make better use of your resources. And don't forget, if you like this, to hit the thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I try to post videos that are helpful, project shares, tutorials, sometimes paper hauls if there's a good deal, and other type of videos. I hope you enjoy this, and thanks for watching.